Good evening, YouTube family. Welcome into Deborah's Quiet Corner. It is Monday, the 27th of September. We are getting ready to go into October. We are getting ready to go into October. September is flown out of here. A few more days, we'll be into October. It's starting to feel like fall a little bit out there. The leaves are starting to fall in some places. And we are just going to embrace for whatever the weather brings, whatever the seasons bring. As you can see, I have the journal here tonight. It is journal reading Monday night. And I come into Deborah's Quiet Corner to hopefully read something out of this journal that can encourage you on your journey, because we are all on a journey. We're all trying to make it through this life. We're all dealing with different situations, and we have so much good in front of all of that, and we have to remember the good and not concentrate on the bad so much. So I'm going to read out of the journal tonight for September the 27th, and I'm hoping there's something that I read out of here tonight that would really encourage your heart. Like I said, I write things in a general sense. I put things in here out of a general sense of living, of trials, tests, tribulations, joys, losses, gains. You can find these things in our everyday lives, and hopefully something that I read out of here tonight will genuinely encourage you. If not tonight, tomorrow, when you're sitting by yourself, a thought will come to your mind, and you'll think about something that I wrote out of the journal today on the 27th of September 2021. I'm planning on coming back doing an update of my husband on his situation, where we are as far as his health, and where we are as far as where he is, and why I have not been speaking on him as often. I'm going to stream live in the very near future. And I'm going to come and share what I have experienced having a spouse take sick and take ill, to maybe help someone else that maybe has not had to deal with that, that you may have to encounter that, because we don't have a blueprint for life. So we don't know what's up the road. I hope everybody's spouse stays healthy. I hope they can stay together and age together, because that was my plan with my husband and myself to, after 44 years of marriage, to retire, and then the pandemic hit. He got sick right before the pandemic hit, so we really didn't get a chance to do too much before the pandemic hit. I think I took him on one trip before we was locked in on lockdown. But I just want to come back and share the experiences of what it is to be a caregiver. And I really think they should have a Caregivers Appreciation Day, where they really acknowledge people that are in the homes on a daily basis and caring for someone that can no longer care for themselves. So I just want to give an update. I just want to share my experience. I'm going to stream live. Probably before the end of the week, I'll come back on and announce the date. And I'm just hoping that you would come in and listen to my story and my experience, that it may be able to help you if you ever have to become a caregiver. Not to come on and broadcast business, or, I'm trying to just put my business out there. I'm really genuinely going to come back on, hopefully before the end of this week, and share that experience to the open forum platform, so that those that are caregivers, that are not yet caregivers, that may become a caregiver down the road, you will know what it entails and what you are going to be up against if, God forbid, the spouse takes ill, and try to prep you and prepare you, because there's so many loopholes in our system. There's so many things that you have to do in preparation after a loved one takes sick, There's so many steps and there's so many different things that you have to do. You cannot just sit back and come to the reality that that loved one has taken sick and not prepare yourself, especially we women. We have to prepare ourselves so that if something happens to our husbands, we will be able to keep a roof over our heads. We will be able to be self-sufficient to take care of ourselves, and not, sink under because our spouse took sick and we didn't get prepared. So if it hasn't happened, I'm hoping you never have to experience, but I want to come back on and share that experience with you. I'm going to stream live. I'm going to put the date on, come back on and record the date that I'm planning on coming on. I hope that you would tune in and just come and hear my story of what it means when someone that you love takes sick, and the responsibilities and the prep work that is going to take you, especially you females, come in and tune in of what it's going to take for you to be able to survive and to be able to stay afloat if your loved one takes ill and you don't really prepare for it before it happens. But once it happens, you have to start going and moving into preparation mode, survival mode, the mode that's going to help you to survive and live and be able to live comfortably and still be there for that individual that has taken sick. So I'm going to just read from the journal. I hope something that I say that night will, encourage somebody. I hope you have an open heart, an open ear. You can bring a pencil, a paper, you can take down notes, because you don't know what you're going to come up against until you walk into that situation of becoming a full-time caregiver or having a loved one, your husband, your wife, one of your children, an aunt, a grandmother, a grandfather, an uncle that may become definitely ill, and then you step in as the POA, which is the power of attorney, and the responsibility that comes with becoming the POA of the one that has taken sick. So I'm going to transition out of that and go into the journal reading tonight, and we're just going to hopefully something that I read out of here can be enough encouragement to someone. So just listen with an attentive, open ear. If you want to stop your negative thoughts, then learn the habit of gratitude. We tend to focus on our problems because we simply forget the blessings that we received. We always feel the pain inside because we choose to focus on others' mistakes. And we forget to remember the good things in our lives. No matter how bad your situation is, we will always have a reason to be grateful. So instead of looking at the challenges you encountered, why not choose to thank God for everything? Thank God for sustaining you. Thank Him for giving you enough blessings. Focus on the positive things that are happening in your life. Instead of remembering the painful memories in the past, why not remind yourself about God's great love? Believe, even if you can't see. Even if you can't see anything yet. Step forward. Even if you feel scared. Choose to thank God despite the hardships we experienced. And thank Him for being so patient with you, and fill your mind with happy thoughts. And choose always to be yourself. And that's what we have to do. We have to focus on the positive. Even in my situation with an ill husband, which I'm going to go into that on another date and try to share that with the audience to maybe enhance someone's knowledge of what you may be up against if, God forbid, out of nowhere, a loved one takes ill, and then you become the POA, the person responsible, power of attorney for that individual. So I can't stop and keep thinking on the negative, because that's where our minds usually want to gravitate to. It wants to gravitate towards the negative instead of the positive. We always seem to focus on the problems instead of the solutions that God gives us. He gives us solutions to our problems. He doesn't allow us to have a problem where there's not a solution. And then we can't focus on other people's mistakes. Sometimes some people focus on other people's mistakes. We have enough time in the day, 23 hours a day at least, to focus on our own mistakes, and use that 1 hour that we think we need to focus on somebody else's mistake, when we need to be focused on our own mistakes, because we all make our own mistakes, and we have to take responsibility for those mistakes. And it doesn't make us bad people because we make a mistake. That's why it's called a mistake. That's why they put erasers on pencils, because when you're doing something and you have a pencil and it has an eraser on it, you can go back and erase it, and you get another chance to put the right answer. Same thing with life. We cannot get stuck on the negative. We have to remember the good things in our lives. The cruises that you took, the vacations that you were allowed to take with your family, the time you spent with your family, the time that you was able to embrace your family and come together with your family before the pandemic. And some people are trying to come back together now, but it looks like everything's tightening back up. So some people are going back into the mass, and it's going to take the good Lord to bring us out of this. It's going to take him to bring us out of this. I am convinced that there is no other answer for the resolve of this pandemic except the Lord bring us out. We're not coming out of this. No matter how bad your situation is, you always have a reason to be grateful. So instead of looking at the challenges that you encountered, look at the blessings that you've been given to handle those challenges. And why not choose to thank God? We can thank God for the little things. And I know sometimes I fight with that, and I struggle with that in my own personal life. I go right to the negative, and I have to retrain myself to come back to the positive and see that it's not as bad. And I thank God that when I get to that, he always brings me back. He don't let me sink into it. Some people sink into the negativity and they have a hard time digging themselves out. But if we focus on the good things and all of the blessings, just breathing, being able to breathe, even though my sinuses are crazy and off the chain, I can still breathe. I can taste my food. I can still smell. I can still see. I can see when I'm driving. I can get in a car. You know how many people that can't even see to get it behind a wheel to drive? So we have so much to be thankful for. And instead of remembering the painful memories in the past, we still have to remind ourselves of God's great love, because even with those past memories and the mistakes that we made in the past, he always comes back with that great love. He loves us so much, and I don't think we realize how much he loves us. Now, he doesn't want us to keep messing up and making the same mistakes over and over again. Sometimes we do, and that doesn't mean he stops loving us. But he would prefer for us to learn from those mistakes so that we can move forward and grow and become more mature. And when that problem comes up again, we'll know how to handle it better, because we say, look, I've been through this before. I did this rodeo. I'm ready. I can get past this. I'm gonna be good. And thank him for being so patient with us. He is so patient with us. We don't have patience for nothing. Everything is drive-through. Drive-through laundromats. Well, we haven't gotten quite to that one yet. But really, you can get your laundry cleaned. I went to a laundromat today, and people come and drop this stuff off, and all they have to do is go to this little window when they get ready to pick up their laundry, and it's clean and ready, folded, and all they do is pick it up and put it in their car. So yeah, we do kind of like have a drive-through laundry. Drive-through, I don't think the post offices have where you can drive through, maybe in some states, but not here in Jersey, where you can just drive through and get your mail or drop your mail into a box or something like that. Drive through fast food, drive through pretty much anything. So we just are living in such a fast-paced world, and it's speeding up even more and more and more and more and more. And we have to slow down sometime in our fast-paced world and realize that the blessings that we receive come from God. So be patient with yourself and fill your mind with happy thoughts. The choice will always be ours. The choice will always be yours if you choose to think happy thoughts. So I just wanted to come in. I'm trying to look through here, and if I had to give this journal reading a topic for tonight, I think I would use this one out of the reading. It was at the very beginning. Learn the habit of gratitude. Learn the habit of gratitude. A habit is something that you form over a period of time. You keep doing it, you have a habit. Some habits are good, some habits are not good. You spend time in prayer and put that time aside, that's a good habit. I know I have a habit of getting up every morning, making coffee. We have a habit. We take care of our morning routine with our hygiene and the things that we need to do. Some people have a habit of going to the gym every day. It depends on what your habit is. But we have to learn a habit of gratitude. So I'm going to close on that note, learning the habit of gratitude. And I'm going to come back and record the date that I'm going to stream live on the update of my husband's condition, where we are. We're going almost into the 3rd year of him taking ill. December of 2021 will be 3 years that he's taken sick. And I'm going to go back from when we originally got the diagnosis of his illness to where we are right now. And it has been a journey, and God has remained faithful. So I hope everyone enjoyed the journal reading tonight. Like, share, leave me a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. And I hope to come back and give you a date, and it's going to be a very short video, so look for that video. I'm going to come back and give an update on my husband's condition. I'm going to stream live, and please come on and join. And like I said, you may not need that information now, and I hope that you never have to use that information about becoming a POA, which is a power of attorney for another individual. But I'm going to let you know all the pros and the cons, the ins and the outs, and some of the things that you have to necessarily do to prepare for something of that nature. So I hope you have a good rest of the night, and please subscribe to the channel, and leave me some comments and converse back with me. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your Monday and have a better Tuesday. Have a good night. God bless. Good night.